following contains confidential information. The opinions in this video are those of the authors. They do not purport to reflect the opinions or views of Ehang or its members. The information and offers may change without notice.
Taking the airspace into use is fantastic potential, both for transporting goods and then also eventually people.
Hello, my name is Nick Daltro and I'm the International Technical and Commercial Director for AT Global, and welcome to the presentation of the revolutionary EH216 from Ehang. Before we jump into this new revolutionary product, I'd like to explain a little bit about AT Global. First and foremost, we value professionalism, integrity, and competence. We're always providing the best for our customers. To fulfill our role, we regularly propose new challenge to keep our company in continuous business and to maintain the trust that our customers place in us. With decades of experience, we believe we can give the best result you expect, keeping these values we truly believe in. Our main vision is to be a reference of excellence in the implementation of new businesses in both the technological and financial sectors. We have as a mission to be constantly enabling ideas, building trust and relationships until our customers see us as the best choice in their preferred partner. Now let's understand the focus of our company. We're focused on opening the market so we can introduce the newest technology of smart cities and urban air mobility. Since we care so much about safety, we're also focused on implementing new robotic solutions to old problems. And as for our presentation, first, we'll discuss the ecosystem of urban air mobility, or UAM, and urban air traffic management, the UATM. Then introducing the cutting-edge technology of Ehang's AAV, further elaborating on the certification process, and finally concluding with the newest 5G intelligent air mobility experience centers for UAM control with the vertiports. First of all, why is the urban air mobility needed? Well, just in 2019, the congestion cost for Brazilian drivers came to an average of 650 reais per family, coming to a grand total of over 267 billion reais in the country. Now that's a lot of wasted money, but not only material resources, but we are also the 5th country in the entire world for motor vehicle traffic injuries, with about 1 death for every 24 seconds. Now that's a sad number that goes into the 7 figures when we see this perspective in a year span. But not only from the unfortunate injuries, but all drivers spend an average of 12 days of the year just sitting in traffic congestions. Imagine how much more time to spend with your family, or the more businesses that can be generated just by reducing this wasted time. According to the BARF Foundation, the Boston Metropolitan Planning Organization, and the World Economic Forum, the aggregated transit asset management from 2025 until 2040 is estimated at $302 billion of revenue. Not only that, but it's estimated that from 2022 to 2050, as urbanization is increasing, there will be 3.9 billion passengers in this market, with a total of over 106,000 eVTOLs, since it's estimated that 70% of global population will be living in an urban area. Now, it also is researched that 60% of the population wants to continue to use their vehicles in the post-quarantine scenarios. Our urban air mobility covers a wide range of segments and use cases, such as on the passenger segment, with the on-demand service where the users can rent the vehicles, or in sightseeing on beautiful touristic locations around the world, or even as an air taxi to ensure they can always arrive in a timely manner to their destination, keeping the utmost quality of transportation. In other sectors, such as the cargo sector, our logistics unit will be able to carry and transport cargo from one point to the other in an expedited way, cutting down on the bureaucracy and resources necessary, and even increasing the safety and time saved on this process. Our smart bags also offer increased safety and the peace of mind to our airport logistics. When we turn into the public sector, we can see the clear uses on emergency service, where we can use our units for air rescue or even as a firefighting tool, as well as to access areas that are otherwise too risky for regular equipment, greatly increasing the safety of all parties involved. Turning into the military defense segment, our product will allow for easy access to important targets for national security, such as in the Amazon, in the cities, and even on squatter settlements in shanty towns. Some of the main benefits for the consumers and communities of this new UAM is that we can provide a better service to the urban population, while also alleviating the traffic congestion, saving precious time, reducing the total fatalities that each year costs us dear lives, and also finally democratizing the air travel, so all are able to access this, generating great economic development all around. Now, this air mobility opportunity, according to the KPMG UAM market study from June of 2021, the key findings show that there will be 822 million passengers per year by 2040, with over 51,000 eVTOLs in operation by 2035, coming to over 106,000 by 2040. They've noticed the passenger demand highly correlates with the UAM ticket prices, and as the technology becomes more widespread, and the global market will be driven by the urbanization, the electrification, and the rise of autonomy in the technology. The Ehang headquarters are located in the Huangpu district in the city of Guangzhou in China. Now let's go into this cutting-edge technology that is the new Ehang's eVTOL, our EH216 AAV. On our S model, on the main performance of this aircraft, we have a smooth rate of climb that ranges from 1.5 to 3.5 meters per second, with a maximum of 6 meters per second if needed. On the descent, it keeps a safe and trouble-free rate of between 1 and 3 meters per second, while above 610 meters, going down to about 0.4 meters per second when reaching the ground level at less than 10 meters. On an economical cruising speed of about 80 to 100 kilometers per hour, reaching a maximum of 130 kilometers per hour, the EH216 has a 500 meters above ground level max flight altitude, with a maximum of 3,000 meters of absolute ceiling above sea level. It comes with a maximum flight range of 35 kilometers in a straight line, with 25 minutes of autonomy of flight time, and both the acceleration and deceleration rates are about 2 meters per second. For the payload requirements, the weight parameters of the Ehang EH216 AAV is of the curb weight being at 430 kilograms, with a rated payload of between 100 and 180 kilograms, having a maximum payload of 250 kilograms, and therefore holding a maximum takeoff weight of 680 kilograms. As a passenger vehicle, the limits are that the passenger are supposed to sit on the cabin seats with no more than 2 occupants at a time and a total weight of no more than 180 kilograms. As a cargo vehicle, for the passenger cabin, the cargo is to be placed with priority on the seats and to be properly fastened, with total weight no more than 180 kilograms, and for the cargo is to be placed on the designated spot and to be fastened correctly with a total weight of no more than 220 kilograms. On our amazing ambulance model of the EH216, together with the Ambular 2.0 services, there can be a medical emergency or a disaster that breaks out, and the Ambular 2.0 services are requested. The AI then sorts out the location, assigns the vehicle, and properly allocates the nearest paramedic available for the operation in an expedited way. The AI also handles commute, which is controlled by a pilot remotely. The paramedic takes over command if any issues arise. When arriving on the location, the paramedic can stabilize the patient directly on site while rerouting them to the nearest hospital, and the patient is dropped at the nearest hospital faster than any traditional transportation, and operation is successfully completed. Our firefighting unit will also be able to quickly bring a big payload of water or any firefighting chemical to the correct location, and allied with the AI and the controlling pilot can disperse through the installed nozzle into a precise area in order to not only minimize the damages, but also greatly increasing the safety of our noble firefighters, therefore reducing potential casualties and time consumed to arrive at the location. The Falcon Series B model comes with a distance travel of 10 kilometers of autonomy that takes about 20 minutes to perform and can be repeatedly done several times on the same day, and up to 20 kilometers of autonomy that will be done in about 45 minutes when carrying cargo, a trip that can be performed about 4 times in a day. Now, the EH216L model will come with a cruising altitude of about 200 meters, while they're recommended to be up to 120 meters for better results, and a flight range of up to 35 kilometers, while maintaining a cruising speed of about 50 to 80 kilometers an hour with a maximum of 130 kilometers an hour. The estimated flight time is about 25 minutes, and you can adjust to actual conditions on the final return altitude, the takeoff and the return altitudes. The climb speed in flight route is at a default of 2 meters per second with a maximum of 3.5 meters per second, while the descending speed en route has a default of 1.5 with a maximum of 2 meters per second. In microcontrol, the default is about 10 kilometers per hour with up to 20 kilometers per hour according to the need, while the max descending speed when returning and when landing is at a default of 1.5 with a maximum of 2 meters per second. If there is a loss of communication, the AI will be able to continue with the preset flight route or return the equipment in order to acquire communication, ensuring safety of both the unit and its cargo. Now let's analyze the certification process with this roadmap for the EH216S model. In 2016, the Governor's Office of Economic Development in Las Vegas and the Nevada Institute for Autonomous Systems signed a historical agreement with Ehang for the research, the development, the creation, and the sale of intelligent aerial vehicles. In 2017, the Flight Command Center was built and the experimental continuous flights took place with the Ehang 184 unit. Also in 2017, Ehang received the AS9100C certification, a standard of management systems of quality for the aerospace and global aviation industry. In the same year, Ehang also partnered up with the government of Shaoguan to build a smart city with a command center and UAV systems. When we go into the year of 2018, Ehang, already a global leader in unmanned aerial vehicles technology, revealed the first images of manned passenger drones with the Ehang 184, which was the first drone in the entire world capable of carrying a person up to 130 kilometers per hour through extreme conditions like a Class 7 hurricane. Later in 2018, Ehang achieved the Guinness World Record by performing a light show in a 3D formation with over 1,300 drones dancing over the walls of the city of Xi'an in April 29. Also in 2018, Ehang partnered with Yonghui, a food company from China, to launch the first ever Chinese food delivery made by drones. Now, between 2019 and 2021, the unit has flown in more than 10 countries, with the model EH216 performing over 100 different flight routes and about 2,800 flights. In 2019, Ehang became the first company in the entire world to obtain a Security Level 2 certification for an unmanned aircraft systems for AAVs through the Chinese Academy of Science and Technology of Civil Aviation. and the Ehang CEO became the first Chinese person to be honored in the Living Legends of Aviation event, graced with the prize for technological innovation. Previous winners of the same prize include names like Jeff Bezos, Elon Musk, and Sir Richard Branson. In 2021, Ehang has collaborated with the Spanish National Police to use the AAVs in emergency and security missions. In 2022, this model has the type certification and process with the CAAC from China. And there's already a memorandum of understanding signed between the ANAC and the CAAC that was done in 2021, where we can validate the type certification with the ANAC once the CAAC one is completed. Also in 2022, we had the 5G Intelligent Air Mobility Experience Center with an area of over 21,000 square meters and holding the first city pilot of air mobility of the world with a vertiport in Guangzhou. So, in conclusion, the Ehang AH216 AAV is the largest autonomous aerial vehicle that Ehang, a Chinese company with a large wealth of experience in drone manufacturing, has designed and flown to date. Ehang has mostly specializes in smaller drone technologies, but they have scaled their experience and products with this new AAV. Ehang has conducted successful flight tests in the most extreme environments, including even the typhoon, and has hosted numerous public demonstration flights. The company is quite popular in China and is rapidly spreading their global influence, having conducted demonstration flights in Asia, the Middle East, Europe, and even North America to this date. On the control center for the UAM, allied with the vertiports, the Command and Control Center has a platform that displays flight in real time and the status of the AAVs, including things like flight altitude, battery level, speed, the attitude, the position, and many more, while also enabling real-time video and audio communication between the passenger and the ground personnel if needed. The CAC Center can enable well-organized flights of multiple AAVs simultaneously via route planning and coordination, therefore improving the traffic efficiency of the air mobility network of all Ehang AAVs. In case of failure or malfunction, the CAC Center can take appropriate measures to remotely control the aircraft and safely land it to the nearest available location. Also, in case of any emergency with the flight network environment, the CAC Center will send an early warning signal to the in-flight AAV and take corresponding measures based on the actual circumstances. On the Command and Control Center, there's a feature of fleet management by enabling coordinated control of multiple aircraft and deployment of multiple flight routes simultaneously. With all of that being said, we want to create more smart cities like the one we have in Guangzhou, and together with that, we'll be able to cut public expenses, generate thousands of jobs, and improve the air mobility. Not only this, but on this entire ecosystem, there are several segments and uses that we have not yet observed. New services and utilities that will allow for even a greater use of the AAV technology with our Ehang EH216 model. If you or your company has the interest in participating with us in this promising vanguard undertaking in Brazil, whether as a service provider in a certified maintenance network, or even if you're interested in acquiring any of these AAV aircraft mentioned, we from AT Global are at this moment selecting interested companies to act as the aircraft maintenance provider, having as a criteria that these parties must be equipped with the proper equipment in order to provide the correct maintenance service with quality and professionalism. AT Global is also currently signing pre-contracts for the purchase of these AAVs. Take this opportunity. In case you're interested in either of these options, whether as a licensed service provider or as a client, reach out to us through the available links and fill out the correct form, so that way we may proceed with the process of selection and certification in order to guarantee the delivery of these AAVs. This institutional video was recorded in English for the reason of being a worldwide business language, but I'm also fluent in Portuguese if that's your preferred language of communication. I'd like to bring a message from our great CEO at AT Global, Mr. Alexander Dalto, because it takes courage to carry out innovative projects that are presented to us. But know that courage is not the absence of fear, with the ability that propels us, that takes us out of inertia. And despite fear, courage makes us move forward and perform acts that were impossible to perform before. Let's face the fears that every innovation can cause together. This is what we are ready to do. Thank you for watching this presentation. Welcome to the AT Global Partnership with Ehang, and welcome to the future.